Hello YouTube, this is Dazza the Cameraman. Today is Monday the 24th of August 2015 and this is a follow-up to my video about Smiff Da Mista's video about Nibiru, two suns. He's looking at these all-sky cameras and claiming that he's seeing Nibiru in these cameras, and of course I've pointed out to him that it is in fact the moon that he's looking at. But he is still sticking to his guns and claiming that it's not the moon and that it has to be Nibiru and all the rest of it. And as you can see, we've been exchanging comments on Facebook here. This is Nathan Smiff Da Mista. And he says, I have no questions. I'll just back up here and just point out that I did offer again to talk to him on Skype where I could share my screen and answer his questions and objections, and I explained to him about how the moon's cycle works. It takes 29.5 days to orbit the Earth once, and at the new moon it's in an almost straight line between the Sun and the Earth, and so can't be seen. After that it slowly moves away from the Sun as seen from the Earth and rises approximately 1 hour later each night. So yes, you will see the moon after the Sun has set, following the Sun as he puts it, especially in the days following the new moon. After that, of course, it gets further and further away from the Sun until it gets to the point where it actually rises after midnight and rises later and later in the early hours of the morning, and then comes back to the new moon phase where it can't be seen. So Nathan has responded in saying, I have no questions apart from why can I see the moon here now in the UK all on its own, nowhere near the Sun or near the horizon. Well, let's take a look at that. I've opened up Starry Night and I've set the location to Manchester, UK. Now, Nathan has said that he lives in England, Lincolnshire I think he mentioned, but England is a very small country, so it doesn't matter where exactly we set our location to. I could set it to London or anywhere in England, and we would be looking at pretty much the same sky. It wouldn't make a lot of difference to the positions. But the reason that I've chosen Manchester is because on the all-sky cameras that Nathan has been using, I've pulled up this all-sky camera from Manchester in England, and we can see that right down the bottom here, there is the moon. Okay. Now, Nathan has said that the moon at this time is nowhere near the horizon. Let's just go back to his comment there. He says that the moon is all on its own, nowhere near the Sun or the horizon. Well, that's not right, because as we can see from Starry Night, that right now, let's just hit the Now button, make sure that's up to date, set to Manchester, UK. The moon is just above the southwest horizon, and we can see where it says altitude there. It is just above 7 degrees above the horizon, so that is actually very low down on the horizon. And if I go back to the all-sky camera, and let's reset this so that the image is current, so I'm refreshing the page, and latest image was 23rd of August 2015 at 22:03, that's UTC, and we can see that the local time, now of course in England the UTC time is the same as the time in England, because that's where Greenwich Mean Time is, or UTC. So what's the latest one was 22:03. We've actually got 23:03. Oh, okay, this is daylight saving time, so England is on daylight saving time, so that's why there's an extra hour. So that's 22:03 UTC, and this is 23:03 local time, because they're on daylight saving time. Okay, now since I've refreshed the page, I see that this cloud has crept up and the moon is actually down below, out of sight, so it's down there. So that's unfortunate. But a lot of the light that we're seeing here will actually be from the moon. So anyway, let's go back to Nathan's questions. Let me just refresh that, make sure it's current. So there is the moon. It is now at 6.7 degrees above the southwestern horizon. Now Nathan says that this object that he's seeing follows the Sun, and he's saying that he's gone outside, he's looked at the moon, and that the moon is high in the sky and it's nowhere near the horizon. Well, obviously that's not the case. But let's have a look at what the situation is with the moon after sunset. So what I'm going to do is drag this round so that we're looking, instead of an all sky camera view like that, we're looking at the horizon as if we were actually standing there looking at the horizon. And I'll just hide the info pane there so we've got a wider view. Now I'm going to bring the time back to when the sun was in the sky. Okay, so let's bring this back to, I know that the sun was setting at about 8 PM, and so let's find where the sun is. Okay, so there is the sun over there. Let's turn on the halo so it looks easier to see, daytime only. So there is the sun above the western horizon. Now let's run this forward minutes as we watch the sun setting. But before I do that, notice the position of the moon above the horizon, above the southwest horizon at that point when the sun is at this altitude. Now let's just show the info for the sun, and we can see that the altitude for the sun here is just under 10 degrees at the moment. Okay, so let's run this forward until the sun sets. Okay, so we can see the sun is setting there. It's about 8:24 PM. And where is the moon? Let's have a look at the altitude of the moon. Okay, so we've got this on the moon now, and the altitude is 17.8 degrees. So that's not terribly high in the sky. So what would you expect to see in an all-sky camera? Well, let's zoom this back out again and pull this down. So here is the sun just setting. We've still got all the glare of the sunlight, which is normal when you have a sunset. You have all the the brightly coloured clouds if you've got cloud in the sky, because the low sun is illuminating the clouds from down low. And here is the moon over here, and it is right where it is shown in the all sky cameras. So Nathan is saying that this bright object that he's seeing in the all sky cameras can't be the moon because it's following the sun. Well, that's exactly the situation that we see here. Let's run that forward. Okay, so now the sun is over the horizon, and there is the moon very close to the horizon. Let's run this forward further, and we can see the moon heading for the horizon, the southwest horizon, exactly as we saw in the all sky camera before the cloud crept in. So, it's not rocket science. If only Nathan would actually accept my offer to talk directly via Skype, where I could share my screen with him, I would sit down and explain all of this instead of having to make debunking videos about his Nibiru videos. Because at some stage Nathan is going to have to accept that what he is looking at is the moon. It's not Nibiru or Planet X, it is the moon. And when we match up the all sky cameras, we can see that it is in fact the moon. Now, since I've refreshed this one, of course the cloud has crept in, but we saw earlier in my video that the moon was just down here, exactly as we see in Starry Night. So there's the update. Nathan, my offer is still there for you if you want to talk to me directly on Skype. I don't hold grudges. I'm not going to give you a hard time or anything like that. But if you're willing to talk, I'll be happy to talk to you. It's when people continually make these nonsense videos saying that Nibiru is in the sky when it is in fact the moon, that's when I get annoyed. But if somebody is willing to front up and talk and be reasonable, I'll be reasonable too. So my offer is still there if you'd like to accept it.